Hi everyone, it's me. Welcome to today's video. We are doing the last TBR video of the whole year. I can't believe the year has passed by so quickly. I feel like ever since we were in spooky season, Halloween, and got into fall reads, it all of a sudden just fast forwarded now to the end of the year where we only have 1 month left. So that's a little insane. But we are going to pick our 5 reads to prioritize in the month of December, the last month of the year. And so you guys know the drill. I have my trusty old TBR jar. I have my trusty old TBR jar video. I have my trusty old TBR jar here, and we're gonna just start picking books. Tea of the day is Mother's Little Helper from David's Tea. This is actually my first tea of the day, so we're gonna have a bunch more after this. But this one's really good. It's like herbal, citrusy, a little minty actually. Anyways, let's pick our TBR. As you can see, my TBR cart is overfilling again. There are piles of books on top of it. There's even books behind it that don't fit on the cart at all. So yeah, we have a lot to choose from. Let's pick our first prompt. I know there's a prompt in here that is like set in the snow or something, like a book with snow. And I feel like that would be perfect for this month because I want to pick some like cute December, winter, maybe holiday reads, but we'll see what prompts we get because as you guys know, in November when we tried to pick our TBR, the jar was not giving us very friendly reads. We had a tough month in November, but I actually really thoroughly enjoyed my November TBR, even though I was slightly intimidated by it. It all worked out. The books were all absolutely so good. First prompt is highest rated. I think I actually got this same prompt in November, but let's see what the highest rated on my TBR is now. Last month when I got this prompt, it was Sword of Kaigen. I'm really interested to see now that I've read Sword of Kaigen, which one falls next on the list. We'll sort by average rating, and a lot of these actually are not released yet. Isn't that funny? Like before a book is released, people already give like 5-star ratings to them, so they all like start out with such high ratings. Oh, interesting. Okay, so currently the highest rated book that I own on my TBR is Sorcery and Small Magics, which is the first book in a series. It's this one at the top. So this is by Mega Ducey, and it is the first book in the Wilder Songs trilogy. Where is it? Hold on, I'm gonna have to go digging. Where are you? Oh, it's right here. Don't know why I didn't see that. This has a 4.36 rating. This sounds really cozy. It's one of those cozy fantasies, I think. We follow Leo Vander Lovage, who it says here he spends his days summoning butterflies and staying out of the public eye. So he lives a very low-key life. He just wants to be cozy with his butterflies, which is adorable. When he comes into a mishap with a forbidden spell, he ends up being bound to his longtime rival, Sebastian Grimm. So these two men are just absolutely opposites. They do not get along. They decide to go to the Unquiet Wood to find a sorcerer who might help them undo the curse. But as they go on this adventure, they feel a little bit of a spark of maybe attraction. So this is a queer, cozy fantasy romance, and it just sounds really, really great, really cozy, and yeah, I'm really, really excited for this. That's a good first pick. Next up, we have, ooh, another yellow one. A romance. Okay, I like this one. This one gives me a little room to just decide for myself. What romances do I have? Let's pick a couple. I do have a bunch of romances here that I could choose from. So first I have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I have never read an Elsie Silver book before, believe it or not, but I've heard so much about this author that I want to give her a try. This one is like a small town type of a romance. I think it's like father trope. Also, like dad trope. I've heard really good things about like this series in general, so there's that. I also have Guava and Grudges, which has been on my TBR for a while. This one sounds really cute. It's like a bakery and social media romance, so there's something about a social media contest. There are baked goods, and that just sounds absolutely cozy. I have Daisy Hates. I feel like this doesn't require explanation, but it's the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe. This one's more of like a crime gang mafia romance. All Roads Lead to Here by Mariana Zapata, Queen of Slow Burn, which I love, and Minimal Spice, which I also love. Our main character like just broke up with a famous musician boyfriend. She goes to like a remote small town in the mountains to just like decompress, and there's something about her new landlord that has rented to her that, you know, could turn into something. A little something. So there's that. I also have the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez, which is the second book in the, what is this series called? The Friend Zone. I think the series is called The Friend Zone. It's one of those 3-book romance series where every book is like sort of a standalone that follows a different couple. I really, really want to read this one because I just read the Friend Zone last month, and the character that this one follows, I really, really want her to do well, and I want to see her do well. So this one's high on my TBR. And I also have P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. This was my book of the month that I got last month. Our main character's brother passes away, and his dying wish is for her, like the sister, and his best friend to go on this road trip and visit all these spots and scatter his ashes over 8 different destinations. But the sister, the main character, and the best friend were previously exes, and they currently hate each other, so they have to come together, get along, go on this like big road trip together to fulfill, you know, their brother, their best friend's dying wishes. This just sounds really, really good. But which one will I pick? There are so many good choices. I feel like that's sometimes the problem with like the general prompts that could lead to so many books. It just makes it harder to choose. The gift of choice is sometimes also a bit of a curse. I think my top 3 from this list right now are these 3. You know what? I think I'm gonna choose P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. I very recently got this one, and I think the premise just sounds really good to me right now for some reason. I feel like this is one of those books that will make you swoon, but will also make you cry at the same time. So I'm gonna choose this one. All right, let's move on to our third. Oh my gosh, I picked another yellow one. Is this just like the month of yellow prompts? Inspired by Element. Inspired by Element. I've never gotten this prompt before. I don't actually remember writing this prompt down, so what does this mean? Like inspired by fire, wind, rain, like that sort of thing, like very elemental. Okay. I feel like this is speaking fantasy to me. Let's see what we have. Okay, so I'm pretty sure like almost every fantasy is going to have some sort of elemental magic aspect in it. So instead of picking every single fantasy off of this card, I decided to go with books that have some sort of an element in the title of the book. So I picked these 3. The first one is The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. Obviously flame, fire, element. I've seen a lot of people read this recently. It's some sort of a romantasy. The magic is shade magic in this world. Our main character is a 17-year-old named Seraphine, but there's a dark-haired boy with quicksilver eyes who is following her around the city. So she meets him, finds out he is the heir to the Order of Daggers. This is all on just like this front page of the book. And yeah, in this world of shade magic, I think our female main character has fire magic that no one has ever seen before, and so we have this sort of opposites attract romantasy type of a story. I've heard some good things about this book, so this is really high up on my list, The Dagger and the Flame. Another one is An Ember in the Ashes, another sort of like flame themed element book. This is by Sabaa Tahir, another one that I've heard so dang much about. I think everyone, like all of you, have been screaming at me to start this series, and I really want to, but if you guys just saw my video that I posted a couple weeks ago, I'm currently in the middle of a lot of series, so I think I want to prioritize not starting series. Even though I know I have been starting series, I want to try not to if I can avoid it until I finish some of my other series. So I think that's going to be a no for these 2 right now, because these 2 are both starts of different series. I think that's gonna be a no, sadly. I really want to read them so bad, but my third option that I picked off my shelf is The Rule of the Aurora King by Nisha J. Tooley. I know Aurora, there's a sticker on the title. I want to peel this off actually. I know that Aurora is not like flame or water or earth or whatever, but I feel like Aurora is an element, right? Like it's pretty elemental. I also know that this book has elemental magic because this is the second book in the Trial of the Sun Queen series, or The Artifacts of Oranos, the series is called. And you know, as I mentioned, I want to finish off some series before I start new ones. So because of that, instead of picking these 2, which I really want to read, I'm gonna pick this one, which I also really want to read. But this is the second book in a 4-book series. So in the series we follow Lore, and in the first book we meet Lore as a prisoner of the Aurora King. She has grown up being a prisoner. She's been a prisoner her entire life, and then at the beginning of the book she gets rescued from this prison for whatever reason and finds herself in this trial. The ultimate prize of these trials was to become the wife of the Sun King, and so therefore to become the Sun Queen. See the title, Trial of the Sun Queen? That's what the first book was. The Sun King is the ultimate rival of the Aurora King. So from the sounds of it, we're maybe going back to Aurora, the Aurora lands in the second book. I just need to get going on this series because I read the first book sometime in the summer and already the details are starting to get hazy in my mind. So I'm gonna have to freshen up my knowledge on the series and keep reading. All right, what are we gonna do next? Are we gonna pick another yellow prompt or are we gonna do another color? Pink. Okay, we have a pink prompt and this is another prompt that I got last month, and I swear there are so many prompts. There are like 60 prompts in this jar. There are so many that I have not gotten yet, so why have I already repeated 2 in this TBR video? Okay, so yeah, this one says scroll on IG and TikTok, and the last time I tried doing this, it took so long to find a book on social media that I had on my TBR. Let's try it again. Let's try searching book recs this time. I don't remember what I searched last time. I think I just searched book. So let's search book recs and see where that gets us. Okay, 35 book recommendations for any mood you're in. 35 books in here. There has to be one that I own, right? Okay, let's try. Don't have any of those. I have read The Kite Runner before though. I read it like many years ago and remember absolutely loving it. So that's a good rec. I've read all of these. I haven't read Binding 13, but I don't have that, so we can't do that. Oh, we have Elsie Silver, but not that Elsie Silver. I don't have any of these, none of those. The Inheritance Games. I don't have the first book because I've already read it, but that would have been a good one to continue the series. No, I haven't even heard of any of these ones actually. Haven't heard of those ones. Okay, I guess none of those were a hit for us, but we'll keep trying. The best book I've read so far this year. What is it, William? Brings some pretty heavy subject matter. No, I don't have that book. Sorry, William. Oh! We are on Milana's TikTok and she immediately presented Magnolia Park's Daisy Hates and A Long Way Home. So I think that is a sign for us. I guess we will be reading Daisy Hates this month. Almost picked this one with the first prompt and it's coming back. So I think December really wants us to read Daisy Hates. So I guess that means we're gonna get into it. I feel like I wanted to read this more in like the spring or summer, but hey. December, we're gonna get back into the Magnolia Parks universe. There we go. Thank you, Milana, for making that prompt easier than last month. You go, Milana. Okay, that makes 4. I'm gonna pick one more out of the jar. I wanna pick a green one now because we have yellow and we have pink, but we don't have a green yet. Please give me a green. I got a yellow. About travel. Okay, this one's gonna be interesting. About travel. One second, I'm gonna cook. I have pulled 3 from the TBR that could fit this prompt. The first one we've already talked about a little bit. It's All Roads Lead to Here. We mentioned that our main character goes to a remote mountainous small town. So this one is definitely, you know, she's traveling. Is it about travel? I don't know, but she travels in it. But just you wait to see what I've cooked up here. I have these 2 books, and do these books, okay. These 2 books are about travel, but they're not only about physical, like normal travel, they're time travel. See what I did there? I don't know why this just made me so excited, but these 2 books are time travel-y sort of books. The Great When by Alan Moore is about an 18-year-old named Dennis who finds a book, I think, that's like, it's not supposed to exist. It's a book that is in a fictional book that he's read before, and then he realizes that he's been transported into this other time, this other London, so it's sort of time travel-y, and then he goes on this adventure in this other parallel universe London that's like travel through time, across universes, etc. And then we have Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley, which is a time travel romance essentially. This one is about time travel, it's about spies, and there is a romance in there. I think I'm going to pick the Ministry of Time. I've wanted to read this for a really long time. I have seen many people read it. I've heard mixed things. Some people absolutely love it, and some people are like, I can't even get through it. So I'm really curious to see what I will think of it. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the Ministry of Time for my book about travel. time travel. Those are my 5 books. I am gonna add just 2 more books on my own to this TBR pile, just because I know that like if I don't read these books around Christmas, I will not read them. So 2 more editions. The first one is The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore, and yeah, like obviously I have to read this around Christmas. This is also my book club pick of the month, so it's my in-person book club pick of the month, and then I also have my Fable book club, which if you have not joined yet, please join. I always leave the link in the description box below. We have a good time there, reading books, discussing things in the chats, and so yeah, join my Fable book club. This will be the December pick. It sounds like a very cozy Christmas, holiday, wintry romance. It belongs in the same series as like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. I haven't read those other 2, but I think these can all be read as standalone romances. I feel like these have been very trendy, like this entire collection of books. From what everyone's saying, it's very like Gilmore Girls, and I really love the Gilmore Girls. So I'm really curious to read this one. I think some of them are more smutty than others, so I don't really care for that. I hope this is just like a really, really cozy wintry Christmas read. And then the other one is actually something that I found in a little free library over the summer, and then I just picked it up and I've been saving it for this time of the year, but it's Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. Now, from what I've heard about Tessa Bailey, I don't know if I will love her books and love her writing, because I know she's like a little bit spicy and maybe not to my taste, but I'm gonna give it a try. I do wanna, I want some Christmas romances, Christmas cute reads. Yeah, I found this in a little free library, so I'm gonna give this one a try as well. I think this one is about, there is like a lead singer. I think our FMC is some sort of like a music nepo baby. It's a Christmas music romance. We picked 5 for this month, but we really picked 7. While there are 7 books in this pile, I feel like this still looks much more friendly than my November pile, which started off with an 800-page classic. I think if we can beat that month, I think we can do anything. This is our December TBR. I think it's looking really good. There's definitely variety. There is a fantasy, there is time travel sci-fi, a lot of romances, and yeah, I think this looks cozy. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, let me know what books are on your December TBR. If you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!